when you think about hurt people, it's pretty much in plain, simplest terms, it's individuals who have experienced pain, trauma, or harm are more
Mm-hmm.
likely to inflict hurt on others because of
Mm-hmm.
what they have experienced.
So many times somebody that is hurting and they lash out at somebody, and let's just say you're the one at the receiving end, right? Let's start with the receiving end.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, man, what did I do to deserve this? Or
Mm-hmm.
why did this person go off on me? Or what did I do? Or what did I say to cause this person to pop off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of times is that there's an underlying issue there. There's something deeply rooted in that person that they're battling, that they're struggling with, that causes them to lash out at people.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be you have now become the trigger for something that maybe you have nothing to do with, that is not even at your fault of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
But because you were there, you happen to be the innocent bystander, the victim in this situation, and that person just simply lashes out at you. You become that punching bag, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I've been guilty of it, and I've been on both ends of it. I've been the one lashing out before. I think when I've had bad days at work, I come home,
Yes.
and of course we've talked about it now, and I've made so much significant progress of not bringing that home with me. The things that I've seen and the things that I've gone through, and vice versa. I've been at the receiving end, and I've been the one guilty of lashing out when unexpectedly because of something that was already bothering me, that was brewing inside, and it's just any opportunity that I got, and boom, you kind of you pour it out on that person.
And I think, it's sometimes it's deep rooted and sometimes it's current. Like it's just they're having, like you said, a
the
bad
moment.
day. Maybe they're going through, they just lost a loved one and they're just getting irritated because they're trying to take care of this and that, and they're faced with all these obstacles or challenges, and it's like they haven't really truly processed all those emotions, and so unfortunately the clerk or the cashier, at the store, ends up being at the receiving end of all that frustration.
Right. So one of the things that the big scripture that kind of boils down and brings all this to light of what hurt people is Matthew chapter 15, verse 15 through 19. Matthew 15, 17, sorry. I said 15, 17 through 19. But do you not understand that everything that goes into the mouth passes into the stomach and it is eliminated? But the things that proceed out of the mouth come from the heart, and those defile the man. So this scripture right here, verse 18, is perfect, because the things that proceed out of the mouth come from the heart. So that means that they're deeply rooted in you. So you're already holding on to something. Something's brewing inside you, and it comes out of the mouth. And those are the things that defile the man. For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, slanders. And just think about all these things in chapter 15 here in Matthew, the things that Jesus, and it's his red letter, so it's coming from Jesus. But just think about it. Murders. Well, the person committing the murder, there's something anger, there's something rooted inside. And the receiving person, at the receiving end, they're losing their lives. It's a murder. So you think about it. A hurt person is hurting somebody now, right? Adultery. You think about it. Who's the one that's going to be at the receiving end of that? It's the spouse, whoever that other spouse is, right? Because it takes two to tango. But that other spouse, from either marriage, whatever the situation, they're at the receiving end. The children, many people are affected by the adultery, right? Because families are broken up,
Yeah.
And there's hurt, fornications, thefts. If you're the one that's doing the stealing, you're the one that's hurting. Why you have to steal to begin with?
Yeah.
You know,
And then the person in the
and
receiving
the
end,
is losing their valuable
that
property.
might be all that they have, and you don't even know. You're
Right.
just, that person is only thinking about themselves, or maybe they're into drugs or whatever the case may be.
False witness. That's what Jesus says here in red letters. False witness. So you're already talking, slandering somebody. So you're the one doing the bad. You're the one doing the hurting. but there's somebody at the receiving end of it too that's being affected by it. So all these things hurt people. And this is exactly what Jesus is talking about. But he's saying that it comes from the heart. So to me, that's a heart issue, you know, and we see that unfortunately way too often today in society. And people that are hurting, if you're the one at the receiving end, you got to kind of take a step back and, man, that's not them, or they don't really mean that, you know.
Yeah.
There's something deeply rooted in there that they're hurting. So if you're in the receiving end of this, it's just hopefully this conversation here that we're having and this topic that we're discussing today is so you can get a better broad understanding of these people who, you know, people call them Karens. They just walk around and look for reasons to get into altercations with people. It's because they have their own issues. Maybe they have OCD and they can't control the things in their lives. So they go about trying to control other people's lives.